I just wanted to raise something with you that I spotted earlier on and I think is a massive, massive concern. Do you have to support Black Lives Matter in order to have a bank account? Well, it looks as though criticising the Black Lives Matter movement, which has published a manifesto that would make Karl Marx blush, could be enough to have your account closed. Coutts, which of course Nigel Farage has brought to the public attention, is part of the NatWest group, and it has an ultra-woke, quite possibly soon-to-be ex-CEO, who is more famous for her cack-handed apology to Nigel than anything she has done to justify her £5.25 million a year salary. Anyway, she set up, reportedly, a racial equality task force in the wake of George Floyd's death in America and the rise of BLM. There was then a report published saying how there would be no racial discrimination tolerated, and apparently customers were then notified that accounts could be closed, cancelled or converted. Well, it's one thing agreeing, as I'm sure we all can, that obviously black lives do matter. There's no question about that, but one of the real skills of the group Black Lives Matter was really, well, the name, wasn't it? It meant that when somebody criticises elements of their historic manifesto, which supported things like the breakdown of the traditional family unit or the radical redistribution of wealth, or you criticise them, for example, that there were, monumental riots or mass criminal damage, vandalism and looting at those mostly peaceful protests that we heard so much about, well, it was very easy for people then to call you a massive racist, which is absolute rubbish. The whole take the knee thing, well, I think that's absolutely pathetic. I would never do it. I don't really respect anybody who does do it, and I think if you do it, you are ridiculous. But Nigel was very vocal about this stuff at the height of the BLM movement, and it now looks likely that anybody who has tweeted or said anything negative about BLM will have their card marked by their bank. I'm going to make a prediction for you now, and time will tell whether or not I'm right, but I will take a little bet on this. Around 10,000 people have already joined a Facebook group saying that they were cancelled by NatWest Group or other banks, and quite possibly thousands more are about to inundate NatWest and those other banks with subject access requests, which will reveal any correspondence that these banks have had about you. I am willing to bet that the majority of people who have had their accounts closed will have voted for Brexit, supported tighter border control, lower immigration and or expressed their disagreement with certain elements of the Black Lives Matter organisation or some offshoot of it. I will put a tenner on that. I believe that we are on the cusp of proving, beyond any doubt whatsoever, that shadowy forces are cancelling people and trying to ruin their lives because they don't have a metropolitan lefty liberal view.